As far as learning, what is the mentality that a player should take into every workout?
That practice and training is where you get better. So I want my training sessions to be harder than the game. So I'm gonna push myself harder in practice. There's no such thing as, like, a coach can't discipline me in practice. Oh, I messed up, run 10 line drills. Okay, I'm just getting in shape better. And that's all I look at it like. It's like part of practice is breaking down bad habits, learning, pushing yourself to the point where when you go into a game, it's easier. It's easier. Because you done put so much work in that the person who's sticking you, like, how did you teach yourself defense? Like, what drills did you do to be a great defensive player? None. Little slides here and there. So I have the advantage over a defensive player any goddamn way. So when I went into games, this is easier than practice. Like, you can't emulate what I went through in my practice session. So you're just here. You're just here with me right now.
This whole thing about you practicing. I mean, if you talk to any of your teammates, they would say, even if they saw something in the game, it's like, shoot, you should have saw him Thursday. The practice with you was like they had a game instead of a practice.
When I got to the pros with Kevin Lockery, when I was drafted number 3, Kevin Lockery used to put me on the starting 5. We used to be killing the second 5. But he wanted to test me out. So let's say we're going to 8, and it can be 5-1 or 5-2 against the second team. And if you lose, you got to run. He would switch me in the middle of the game to the second team. And I'm saying, well, okay, he's trying to prove a point. Boom, we'll bounce back and win the game. Those are all training tools for me. And every day in practice was like that to me. It was a competition. So when the game comes, there's nothing that I haven't already practiced. It's a routine. Whatever happens in the game now, okay, I've done this before.
For the win, got it! At the buzzer, he's done it!
Was fear of failure a motivator?
I never feared about my skills, because I put in the work. Work ethic eliminates fear.
Yes.
So if you put forth the work, then what are you fearing? You know what you're capable of doing, what you're not.
We're down to 2, now to 1. It is all over.
I practice as if I'm playing in a game. So when the moment comes in the game, it's not new to me. That's the beauty of the game of basketball. That's the reason why you practice. That's the effort. So when you get to that moment, you don't have to think. Instinctively, things happen.
What made him different?
I think just the will to win and the way that manifested itself in practice. I mean, every day was a battle. It really was. Whether it was a scrimmage, shooting drill, didn't matter. He wanted to win so badly, and that established the entire culture for the team. I mean, here's the greatest, most talented player on earth who's working harder than anybody. So if that doesn't kind of establish who you are, as an identity, as a team, I don't know what does.
We get on the plane. He has a few cocktails, smokes a couple cigars, all the things you're not supposed to do. Yeah. We get back about 3:30 in the morning in Washington. At 7:30 that morning, he's down in the fitness room with Tim Grover, working out like you can't believe. Now, he's 41 years old. We play the New Jersey Nets the next night. 2 minutes to go in the game, he gives me the sign like, that's enough. I take him out of the game. He walks over to the bench. I said, Michael, what happened tonight? He said, well, the guy who was guarding me was told me his back was hurting. Don't ever tell me you got a problem. He said, I'll make you pay for that. 51 points later. 51 points at age 41. He came back the next game with 46. 97 points. His mind, how strong it was. I mean, he's playing on one leg. I mean, he'd cut his finger, with doing a cigar. He had his finger was bent. He had a bad knee. The competitive will and great. I've never seen anything like it. But that moment when he looked at me and asked me if I still believed in him, I said, this is the greatest player to play the game, wanting to know if I still believed in him. It was a moment I would never ever forget.
He goes in, he gets hacked. He's been hacked the whole game, makes it, fired up, furious. You don't see that in guys today. Maybe Kobe a few years ago, but that sort of that sort of intensity and energy. But what I'm going to point out here is he gets out of that and gets back in the zone pretty quickly. Hand check, how much you could body people, and how you had to keep your mental composure even though guys were all over you. You know, I see guys today that completely lose their mind when they're getting touched, when they're getting pulled on. They just can't handle it. But if you watch this footage, you kind of had to get used to it and play that way and not let it take you out of your game. And just how intense he is, how into the game he is when he plays. I mean, it's just, he's so focused. He's so in tune, game in, game out, never took a game off, never pouted, never did anything that you see some of these guys do today. But watch this. This is the point I wanted to make earlier in the video. See how he's checking his lip? Now watch his face. Back in the zone, out of the anger. Tiger Woods did that on the golf course too. You get furious, but then you see how he dials it back down? He's there, he's furious. Look at his face. Explosion of anger. Alpha male. Gunslinger, right? Just like who does that nowadays? Who does that nowadays? Who has that mentality? But then you saw, that's a hard foul too. You got kind of jackhammered there. Now I know this seems a little bit minor, but again, I watch how he regulates his emotion. He's still a little PO'd, and watch this. Snap, his face he's out of it. He's regulating his own emotion. And you guys have to do that. You're going to look, basketball's an emotional game. You're not going to go out there and be a robot. Things are going to happen. You're going to get worked up, but you have to be able to regulate it. He gets the anger and he dials it back down. He's at a level 10. He goes back down to like 7.5. Or if you want to think of a thermometer, Kobe always talked about this. You have to control the temperature. Like 65, 70, like a comfortable temperature. He went up to 90, 95 right there, regulated himself back down to a cool temp. Look at his face. He's back in the zone so he can make his free throw. His tempo slowed down, so he's regulating his emotion. He's still in the game. He went from anger back into a zone state of mind. I mean, the mastery of Michael Jordan was the ability to control his emotions very, very well. I mean, he wasn't always perfect with it, of course, but he was nearly perfect with it.
The main thing that I learned was to master myself. He taught me this one word, sang fraud. They was about to kill this man. They was about to take this man's life. He was on death row. He was like 2 days away from dying. And me and him was talking, and he was so calm talking to me and laughing and joking and telling me about all the great things that he'd seen in me and wanted me to do. And I said, man, how are you so relaxed right now? He said, brother, the word is sang fraud, and that's to remain calm under pressure. And when he told me that word, I started practicing that shit and started mastering myself. And I learned how to become sang fraud, to always be calm under pressure.
Dog, I'm gonna tell you how accurate that is. Because as an athlete, it's the same concept, right? If you tense up, you don't get all the use out of your muscles that you could if you were relaxed. I saw LeBron drive into the hole. And when he was driving to the hole, his face was so relaxed. It was bouncing. It was just relaxed. And it was like an epiphany. I was like, yo, you have to relax in tense situations.
You know, no matter what just happened, I got to be really good in the next thing. I can't let a failure, like I just missed a shot, impact my defense the next time I'm on the court. Nor can I, if I hit something good, you know, get so caught up in it that I'm celebrating that I don't do it. In other words, how do I stay balanced? How do I stay me throughout this whole thing while learning from my experiences? You know, if I made a mistake, I'm not going to do that. Try not to do it again. If I had success, I'm going to try to replicate that. Or how did that happen? If you're my opponent, you know I'm going to compete against you every second. It keeps your emotions in check. And so in my business, you can get really out there quick. A bad call, a critical mistake. You can get distracted by somebody yelling the horrible things that people yell at you during a game or whatever and be distracted. And in my sport, it rewards the continuous thinker and the continuous next play person, Because if I do it, I can get on a run against you. If I don't do it, you can get on a run against me. I call it not having a rear view mirror. Next play is kind of like that. When you're looking at a bigger scope of the next season, well, you just won a championship or whatever, like, how can you be as hungry? Well, next play. So it's next play right away, but also next play once you accomplish a mission, and what's the next venture that you have to do.
I got a heart of a lion, man, and that's just what it is. You know, I tell people all the time, I'd rather be the part than look the part, and I showed that tonight. It's not about weight. It's not how big a person is. It's not about all of different things that people, you know, get so wrapped up in their mind. It's a sweet science to this, and it's all about who got the bigger heart. And tonight I showed I had the bigger heart. And I solidified myself at the top as the baddest man on the planet. You know, I think when he put guys in that whirlwind, they give up. Their heart started to play in, and it started to become a mental thing. And I always tell people, if you speak it, believe it, receive it, then you shall do that. And I speak things like I speak it because I want to be a living witness. It's nothing like showing people, then they believe it. Because a lot of people always say, I have to believe it. I have to see it to believe it. If that's the case, then I show people each and every time that I'm gonna show you, then you believe in it, you know? And, you know, I can't be saying things and don't show it. You know, that's my biggest thing. I want to show people all you got to do is believe in yourself. No matter where you are, no matter who the opponent is, no matter who it is. It don't even have to be boxing. It can be just this, what you're doing. Like, just being, you know, you can have a regular job. You always want to be the best. You know, my first job was working at Burger King. And the thing about it, although it was a low-paying job, but I made sure I was the best worker there. Anything I do, I want to be the best at what I do. And I show it each and every time. Don't make excuses. You know, I could have made excuses. I caught a cold in camp and stuff like that. That's why I lost so much weight. But I didn't want to make excuses. I didn't want to, you know, I feel when people make excuses early on, they already looking for a way out. So when they lose, it's, you know, he was sick and stuff. I didn't want to do that, you know, and I just showed that I had the heart. You don't need a room full of people to believe in you. All you need is yourself. All you need is yourself. You don't have to have a lot of people, you know, because most of the time people will let you down. Human will let you down, you know, especially when you have family or friends or whatever. Most people are happy for you until you get to a certain point in your life, or when you start doing better than them. And then that's when that support, that's when that hate started to come in. But if you believe in yourself, you ain't got to worry about that, you know. You're too worried about what people may think of us. We too worried about what people may say about us. You know, it's not about that. I always say if you took 6 months to worry about, you took 6 months to worry about yourself and 6 months to stay out of other folks' business, shit, a whole year that went by, you done focused on yourself. Look how far you can make it. He's never been in a fight with a fighter like me. So confident, you know, with a natural killer instinct, with a mindset like mine. You know, I control my mind. You know, my mind is so strong. That's what meditation comes from. You know, it's a powerful exercise, or exercising your mind. Like I said, I've fought him 100 times in my mind through meditations. So, you know, getting in that just proved. I'm glad I got into that situation, because I showed people a lot that I can take a punch, that I can, you know, overcome adversity. He's never been in a fight with a fighter like me. So confident, you know, with a natural killer instinct, with a mindset like mine. You know, I control my mind. You know, my mind is so strong. That's what meditation comes from. You know, it's a powerful exercise, or exercising your mind. Like I said, I've fought him 100 times in my mind through meditations. Through meditation. So, you know, getting in that just proved. I'm glad I got into that situation, because I showed people a lot that I can take a punch, that I can, you know, overcome adversity.
The fact that I've been around people that have made it in the industry, I know when they have what it takes to get there. It's usually that discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a talent. It's the discipline and the confidence in your point of view. What I'm doing, if it's gonna be something either I did first, or that no one else has the guts to do and look good doing it. Yeah. But why would you want to be like somebody else? Everything that I do revolves around what I love. I don't do nothing I don't love, period. Nothing I don't love. So it doesn't feel like work. So when I'm editing a movie for 16 straight hours, like what else would I be doing?
Yeah.
I love it. It doesn't feel like work. It's like asking a basketball player, like, yo, you really mad you get, millions of dollars to play something or to do something you would do for free?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the trick. See, the thing is, you got to think about your future at all times. What do you want to look like in 10 years? What do you want your day to look like? So it didn't take like overnight, but I had to know what I wanted and I had to visualize it to make it happen.
Was it like crystallized in your mind, like exactly like where you were going to be 10 years from where you were?
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to, again, visualize what you want.
Yeah.
And work toward it. If you don't have a script, it's kind of hard to shoot the movie. If I see a girl reacting, I have no problem with being sensitive and calming them down. If I see a dude reacting, it's like, yo, pull your skirt up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
you got a skirt, you can keep it on. You know what I mean? But I don't want to see a dude wear a skirt.
Yeah.
So God doesn't give you anything, he's testing you.
Yeah.
Unless he believes you can handle it. He does not give it to you unless he thinks you can handle it. I almost think when I read these books, you almost pick the pain. The more pain you get, the quicker you evolve. Because you got to get smart. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. It's like it's a gift and a curse. You can sustain the pain you wouldn't look forward to. I wouldn't have chosen it.
Yeah.
To get to this point in my life of clarity, I would not have chosen the pain. But once I'm done, I did it.
Right.
I'm not gonna cry over it all day.
Right.
Now
For sure.
it just made me like a monster. Like again, I've gone through things that make me have no fear.
Yeah.
People have used a lot of words to describe me. Passionate, hungry, obsessed. They've been a part of me since the beginning. They don't define me. Here I come, world. Here I come. And even though all those words led up to one more that has a nicer ring to it.
Way to go, champ! Way to go, champ! Way to go, champ!
Even that doesn't define me. The way I see it, life is a test. You're gonna fall. Yeah! Are you gonna get up? That's what defines you, not words. What I'm gonna do, quit? I'm gonna quit? That's not even in my vocabulary. And the only thing that matters is preparing for the next test. I'm a strong believer in try to put the past to the side and focus on what you have and then embrace it and go forward. They say that no matter how hard you work, there's always someone, somewhere, working harder than you. Guess what? I'm that someone. My mother raised us with a mindset of no one's going to give you anything, and if you want anything, you have to go out and work hard for it.
Between the line is about the business. So when the guys came around, they knew they was going to play, and they were going to be serious at playing.
He was a leader. He just made everybody play to a higher level than what they were already, just like riding a star, because he never quit. I've never seen anybody that put that much into the game of basketball.
The passion, the domination to bite his head off and don't look back, it gave me attitude. That's when I got the growl and the vengeance. Everything about standing up for your own, not backing down, all that came into play. Once I got through that year, I knew that I could survive anything. I think everybody goes through something in life that makes them who they are in the present. If I put everything I have into this and do this the right way, it's got to work out in some way, some shape, form, or fashion. It's got to work out.
He's in a new place, and he's the kind of person that wants to prove to the people here that, you know, he's worthy, and of course he's going to be rejuvenated.
If your best player buys in, then you have a chance to coach your team. He bought in, and then he did it harder than everyone else.
You knew about his passion, you knew he was a hard worker, but not at that level, you know, where you see it every single day. Every day in practice. Before practice, after practice.
Get it to him, baby! Keep going!
It's nonstop. And the guys are motivated by that to go out there and try to be the best.
I literally had to shorten some of my practices because I knew he wouldn't come out, and that was the only way I can get him to sit down.
You see that he never takes a play off. He'll take charges. He'll sacrifice his body first to the floor.
You've got your best player diving on the floor.
And I think that intensity drives your team to a whole different level.
He radiates such intensity that it is impossible for it not to wear off on the other players. He has just changed a culture here within the team.
In this game, there's always critics. And their job is to cast doubt. It started as a whisper. He can't do it. He's too young. He needs time. And if you listen, it becomes louder. This league is for men. Picks up steam. He's just a kid. It was 1995, and I was starting my rookie year in the NBA. The critics couldn't wait for me to fail. But in the ocean of skeptics, you only need one believer.
Why do you think you are ready for the big transition, the step from high school to the NBA?
One reason I think I'm ready is because I work so hard. And I know the NBA is just another level of hard work. And I'm set for that step.
At the start, it appeared critics might be right. But there were some things the critics didn't know.
Had that burning desire that he was never gonna fail. Other people thought that he might not make it, but there was never any doubt in his mind.
People thought I was gonna go 3 years and be out the league, you know, or a couple years, or maybe make it here and there and be out. No, you know, they didn't know the drive that was within.
And it wasn't just the critics who were coming after him.
We beat Kevin unmercifully in practice. We took shots at him, we hit him. Never said a word. Never always picked himself up, and he played harder.
That's it good, KJ. That's it working. That's it good. That's it good, KJ.
Sam crafty, and them vets, they use a lot of fakes, a lot of patience, and they let you really kill yourself. And that used to drive me crazy.
He got beat up, he got knocked down, he got bloodied, but KG was one of those guys that never let the other person see that he got the best of him, even at that young age.
He absorbed everything. Every time you would tell him something, it's like he would look you straight in the eye, he was like, okay. And then he'd go out and do it. He got it.
You want to be the best? Let me see it. You want to come in here and work hard? Are you working really hard? Are you really working hard?
His rookie year, he was given an opportunity to play and get in the games and learn from his mistakes. And then the next summer, he really worked hard on his game, then came in a little bit more vocal, a little bit more confident. And when you're putting in the type of work he did, you're gonna get better.
He's trying to embark into his teammates, team unity, because he knows that that's what it's gonna take to get to that highest level.
This is what you came here for. Can you describe the feeling?
Hey, boy. I love you, boy. Where to play? Kind of neutral, Michelle, you know.
Neutral?
Yeah, I am, because I know it's a whole nother goal at hand. If we needed Kevin to go up in the stands and serve the popcorn, he'd have did it. If you need him to be the ticket guy at the front door, he'd have did it. He was everything for that ball club. That's the leader of this team. I know to stay aggressive for 48 minutes.
He came out and played as if he had been waiting for this moment his entire life. Because he had.
When things didn't go well, there wasn't a lot of finger pointing, and I thought KG played a big part in that, in keeping guys together.
KG would simply not allow his team to give up.
Most people stop when things hurt. Most people turn to start complaining when things don't go their way. You know, if you just stay focused, you know what your true goal is, and stay locked in on that, man, you can accomplish a lot of things. I'm living proof.
You know, I heard this quote once, and it was the 5 P's of success. And my father used to always tell me that. I'm like, Pop, I understand the 5 P's of success. Proper preparation prevents poor performances. I get that. See, but remember, son, Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Yeah, I get it. Like, he would always tell me that. But that always kept flowing in my mind. I'm like, dude, when football season comes, I'm going to be the most prepared player ever, physically. And I would do my work mentally. And so on the weekends, while everybody would go home, I would always find time for myself to take my mental state somewhere different and say, I'm doing this because not tomorrow, not next week, but in a year, in 2 years, I will reap what I sowed, and I will work hard by myself. And there will be times where I'll be working out, and everybody will be coming back, you know, listening to blasting music, bum, bum, bum. Oh, that's Cam, bum, bum, bum. And here I am, I'm on the field doing my little work, and it was like, dude, it's all right. You may not understand now. I got a vision. I know my worth. And a person that has a mental state that's powerful like that, it's no stopping them.
I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here, man. A lot of people from where I'm from, you know, don't make it. And, you know, through my Lord and Savior, my family, a lot of hard work, you know, it's been a long ride. But
it's the perseverance and the ability to push through the adversity that I think these fans love about you the most. How do you continue to do that and improve every single season?
You know, I want to be as good as I can. You know, they usually say as you get older, you know, you can't get better, but that's not true. You know, I'm living proof. You know, I try to work hard each and every day to become a better player. You know, there's always doubts about me, and I always want to prove people wrong. So that's what I try to do.
You have always done that throughout your entire career, even before you made it to the NBA level. What's your message to everyone here, especially the fans in this building that have supported you?
Anything is possible. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can. Through hard work, through dedication, you got to push yourself each and every day for what you want, and it's possible that it'll come true.
It's their desire to get better. There's a hunger, there's a competitiveness. I never coached Draymond, but I was aware of him since he was a teenager because I was from Michigan. So I always knew, don't look at the body, okay? Don't look at what he's not. Look at how competitive he is. And look what he's done with that competitiveness as he's built his skills. And the other great thing about a D-Wade and other people like that, they love the game. They don't just love the game because of what it's going to do for them. That's a byproduct. Everybody always asks me, you know, what was D-Wade like in college? Or you'll hear like something about D-Wade's brand. And I'll say, you know what D-Wade's brand was in college? It was being in that gym late at night and winning. That was his brand, right? There was no brand thought. He was in there late at night, okay, after he would get his little boy put to bed, okay, get his homework done after being through study, I'll have a full day, and still go back to the gym at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. Victor Oladipo, one scholarship offer, okay? He would watch the NBA playoff Western Conference game, come back to the gym at 11:30 at midnight and shoot for an hour, hour and a half. Meanwhile, knowing we were going to do some type of workout the next day. It's just the championship level guys, they're just completely uncommon. They don't care. They don't care about the time. They don't care about the inconvenience. They don't care about the distraction. They want to win. And the only way you can really learn to win is love to compete and love to get better. And that's I think, the separator. But it's really, really hard to do. And it's hard to put that in somebody. You can really build an atmosphere for them, and you can surround them with those people. But at some point in time, that light goes on that says, I want this badly. All right? And I'm not afraid to do what I'm gonna have to do to get there. We get distracted by too many things that don't matter. We all do. We all do, and it's changing all the time. All right, our concentration span of an average teenager from 13 to 19 years of age is 7 seconds. For an adult, it's 8. We get distracted. It's natural. You have to figure out what matters, and what matters is everything. Everything matters. If you're doing it, it matters. What you have to figure out is what everything is, right? What do I want my everything to be, okay? Do I want to chase all these things on the outside? Do I want to chase followers and likes? Do I want to be somebody that's known for doing what I'm doing now, and everybody thinks I'm going to be at this next place? Or do I want to be known for doing what I think is out in front of me, and nobody knows that I can do it? Because whatever they think I'm going to do, it's not even close to what I'm going to be capable of doing. And that only comes from work. That only comes from eliminating what doesn't matter. So what matters is, am I going to really work? That matters. I've got to do it at a high level. Do I really want to get around somebody that's going to teach me the details and hold me accountable for those details? Am I going to get around somebody that's going to make sure the basics and the fundamentals are a huge part of my life and not just what I do on the court, how I treat people? Do I say please and thank you? Do I look people in the eye? All right, what's my respect level for people that I don't think can do anything for me? How do I treat adults? How do I treat children? How do I treat strangers? Am I a good person to be around? Do I bring energy to the people that I'm with? Or do I take it from them? That matters. See, that's part of where everything matters. All right, you've got a chance to work on what you need to work on in the game. You've got your life of social life. You've got your life of academic life. Everything you do is going to impact your future. So eliminate as many things that don't matter and focus on the things that really do and make those matter all the time. Most of them, okay, see any level of intensity or critique or having them do it again, they see that as failure or criticism, and it's not. It's not. And eventually you learn that, no, I want somebody that will do that. I want somebody that will hold me to that. And when you really learn, it's like all of us in life. When we realize how much we don't know, that's when we really get better. And you have to teach young people at a very young age, it's not about what you think it is. Okay, when you get around people that do it for a living, that have been through the experiences, that have had the successes and failures of it, and you can get around that level of experience. And I don't know what their best can be. I don't know what my best can be, right? We're learning it every day, right? But when you don't let the surroundings, or you don't let the circumstances, or you don't let the distractions and all the thing that's out there get in your way of really what's important.
Him and Deb.
I'm not. Versus just like being open. Some people be like open, like this. But I'm closing that shoulder too, so like I still look like when I go by, you know? But people do this, they'll give it away. Just give it away. They give it away every time. How can you know to just say this? Who go to the rim like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? I never thought of it. Shift the shoulder. Because you create a wall. You got to get everything to look like something. Like, if you can blow by, you can sound good. You know, somebody you can. His feet violent, though. His feet violent. Because he comes, push, hit, like, his feet violent, though. I'm going like this.
Because the key to everything is listening.